Hi, I'm Alison. If you haven't met me before, I am the owner and director of ICE, the Institute of Culinary Excellence. So what I'm going to try and do is just start you off with some basics. So let's go right to the beginning, and we're going to go through some basic knife skills, knife cuts. So today's class is going to be cutting a brunoise. All right, let's talk onions, guys. We're not going to cry on this one. Some of our students have put ski goggles on and glasses and whatever. And some people say put a piece of bread in your mouth, and apparently that kind of works because the vapours and the odours come up and hit the bread, and the bread absorbs it before it makes you cry. But you kind of look like an idiot because you've got a piece of bread in your mouth. So either look an idiot by crying or look an idiot by crying with a piece of bread in your mouth. So whatever. Let's try and do it quick. Let's try to keep the root attached as much as we can because that's what's going to stop us crying. So we've got the onion. You remember peeling it. We've got a little root still there, and the bare essential peel has come off, so we've got most of the onion. All right, we're going to do two things with this onion. One of them, halves, we're going to slice, and one half we're going to cut a brunoise from. All right, so take our knife, make sure you've got your flat base, and you're going to cut that onion in half. Please don't cut it in half this way and say it's the Spanish way or the Italian way. There's none of those ways are right. You cut the onion through the root and out the other side because you want the slices to slice away and break away, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. You can do whatever you like when you're out of the class, but when you're with me in class, this is the way we're going to do it. It's the way I've done it for 39 years. I know there's lots of different ways of skinning a cat, but this is the way I was taught, and I was taught by, very, very well-known chefs like the Roux brothers, for example. So I'm not arguing with that, but you know what? It's a debate that lots of people have. So let's just do it this way for now, and I'll explain why. All right, now, there's a root attached at the bottom. This side, we're going to leave the root attached. This side, we're going to take a small paring or vegetable knife, and we're going to diagonally slice out the root. And I'm doing that on purpose. If I leave that root in, when I slice the onion, I'm going to get the dancing ladies. I'm going to get every slice attached at the bottom, and I don't want that. So I asked you a question, what will I do with this? So basically, I'm going to put that in my mirepoix because it's fine. All right, I'm not wasting it. It's peeled. It's good stuff. Now, see this? The root has disappeared. And what we're going to do is face the root towards us. I always tend to do that with everything, so I know where I'm going. Now, why would you cut the onion that way? I have no idea. Why not follow nature's line? She's done like a join the dots, You've got lines there. So classically, we should slice the onion with this same technique, all right? The root is gone because what happens is this. You're going to slice the onion nice and fine, and again, it depends on your recipe. If you're making a sauce lyonnaise, it says to finely slice the onions. If you're making a caramelised onion or an onion jam, it will say thickly slice the onion. So that is telling you what depth you need to move your hand. We're going to go with thinly sliced. I'm going to stop halfway, and I want to show you that these now all break up because the root has gone, right? I'm not sure why you'd go the other way, and I'm not sure why you'd do that with a root because they would look ugly and they would have this base that stuck them together. What we want is free-flowing sliced onions, right? Okay, so the reason I've stopped here is because it's going to slightly get very high and very difficult. What I was taught to do is flip the onion over onto the flat bottom again and to slice again so I can grip the onion all the way through, and even if that last little bit feels a little dodgy, cut it like that. Don't waste it. And also, losing a finger is not worth it for the onion that you might waste. So I'd rather you just do this and get great sliced onion. And again, the onion is separated and it's beautiful. And I'm not crying yet, right? Because there's not been anything left on my board. Now, remember, don't just chop a whole load of onion and leave them here. One thing it's going to do is impregnate the board and make it stink. So when you cut rock melon or pineapple or whatever, it's going to absorb the flavour, right? Same with garlic. Get it off the board straight away, wipe the board down, and get it into a bowl and away. That's what you need to do. If you are crying, take a walk to the sink, wash your hands under the water, and it kind of gets you back to normal. Wipe everything down, and you're good to go. You don't need to cry. It's just do the job, get rid of it, do the job, get rid of it. All right, now, we're going to do a brunoise. If you haven't heard of the term brunoise, it means literally the finest dice you've ever cut in your life. All right. We're going to do a brunoise of onion. We're going to take a small knife, or we can take a utility knife, whatever you feel comfortable with, because the first step is this time, when I said before about the root, this time I'm going to put it away from me, because I'm going to cut into this onion 3/4 of the way towards the root, and I'm leaving the root in because I want the slices to stay together. Let me show you. Now watch. Hold on to these with a claw as much as you can, and you're going to cut into once to here, to the root, and then remove. You're going to cut twice into the root. Again, don't forget, only 3/4 of the way through. If I swap knives, I can use a bigger knife if I wish. But again, see my fingers are tucked in. Yeah? And again, no tears. You can see it's easy. Take this knife or whatever veg knife, boom, done. At the moment, that is holding its shape. All right, wipe your knife down. Change knives to your chef's knife, and now you're going to use the normal cut that we've been practicing, and you're going to hold this onion together, and you're going to use your fingers in a safe fashion, and you're going to cut the finest brunoise you possibly can by making very, very thin, fine cuts. And you've got this lovely brunoise of onion, and you're not chopping over the board, streaming with tears, worrying about everything, impregnating the board. This has all been free of onion. You've only got this. So go all the way you can until you feel unsafe. When you feel like it's all a bit flippy-floppy and you think, oh my God, what am I doing? Stop. It's not worth it. Turn this over, and then what I want you to do is slice down towards the root. Here, turn him over again, so it's safety first. Go all the way to the root, and remember what we said about this baby? Going in the stock, right? All right, now watch this. With this here, you're going to turn this around, and yes, you are going to use the safe chop, and you're going to chop over those very thin slices so that you end up with this amazing brunoise of onion, and you've not wasted anything that you haven't had to, all right? You've got this beautiful chopped brunoise of onion. Remember, take your knife, wipe it down, and then grab a bowl, get rid of it because you don't want it all over the board. Again, get rid of it. And a recipe that asks for one finely chopped onion, boom shaka, you've done it, there's no tears, you wash your board, everything's good, no tears, right? Great. That's the brunoise, that's the sliced onion.